To another episode of Lighthouse Liberation, where we try to create a safe space to talk about trauma and try to take the stigma out of it. If you'll excuse me, today I'm on my own. My co-host is out of the country visiting Egypt. Hopefully he's having a blast. If you'd like to join us or jump on into the conversation, please feel free to do so through chat. I'll be monitoring the chat, and I'll make sure your comments get posted, and I'll try to answer questions as best as I can. On tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about talk therapy and counseling. Now, for anybody that's ever gone through PTSD counseling, anything like that, you know that, well, it is something that happens. And let me try to make this a little bit bigger so that it is legible. So, talk therapy and counseling. Those are the two things that we're doing today. Um, they are slightly different, if you would. So, by definition, therapy is a treatment of a mental or psychological disorder by psychological means. This usually means somebody that has a doctorate in psychology or psychiatry, and that they are also able to prescribe medications to you. Okay. So therapy usually involves a therapist, a doctor of sorts, psychiatrist or psychologist, that can give you medications. A counselor, on the other hand, counseling is the process of addressing the emotional, social, work, school, and physical health concerns that people have at different stages in their lives. Okay, this could be done through trained counselors. It could also be done through social workers. It could even be done by friends and family. Think of it as your high school guidance counselors, your teachers that kind of helped guide you when you were growing up. That special person in your life that just was always there to give you good advice. That is a form of counseling. It would be informal counseling, but that is still a form of counseling. So, informal counseling, this is the one that most of us can sometimes take for granted, but this is the one that's probably the most beneficial. Okay. At least for me, it has been. I've never really sat down with this is my little side note. I've never sat down with an actual psychiatrist or a psychologist. I've had one or two sessions here and there through the VA system. They were just there to evaluate me at the time. My therapy, if you would, came through the vet center through a counselor. I use counselors from my base knowledge. So I am not really familiar with psychiatrists and psychologists. I know I've seen a couple of them just for a quick visit. I don't want to play them down or anything like that. I just don't have that much experience with them, but I do know that they are masters of their field, right? They could probably help you. And if you need medication, if you even need some kind of a medication, the therapist would be the one to go to. Okay, so the counseling, the informal, talking one on one with a friend, a loved one, a family member, a coach, or a mentor. Growing up, I was very lucky to have a couple of people that I could lean on. Okay, in high school, you always have that one instructor or multiple teachers that just kind of did it for you. For me, I was very lucky that I found a close knit group of friends that we could bounce things off of each other. And mind you, none of us was actually trained in anything, but just verbalizing some of the issues that were bothering us, I honestly believe was very helpful. Okay, so don't dismiss the groups that you already have. Okay, they are providing a service. Another informal talking one-on-one for me used to be going to the VFW. For those that aren't aware, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, they had a nice bar. You could buy some cheap beer, and you could listen to each other's stories. There was something very therapeutic in realizing that there's other people out there that feel like you. that experience some of that stuff too. They may not have, gone through at the same time you did or anything like that. They may not even have the exact same similar stories, but just knowing that there's somebody out there that has had the same outcomes as you have. For me, being PTSD, it was it was reassuring. It really was. So, if you can lean on a friend, a loved one, a family member, a coach, or a mentor, that is an awesome thing. Informal. There's also a group or a circle of friends. If you are in I'm not sure what AA meetings would classify as, but they are using sponsors and they are using other people. So I guess that would be informal. That's why I would put them in this group. Your brothers in arms, if you would. Um, if there is a gathering of your unit, your platoon, your squad, that whole being with people that have seen the same stuff that you have seen and have gone through it and somehow made it out the other side. Nobody makes it out unscathed, so it's okay that we all have a little bit of a quirk here and there, but it's understandable. These people get you. These are the people that are going to get you. Okay, and they're not afraid to call you on your BS you know if you are being this could be positive and detrimental. So if you do need help and they're trying to play it down, you really do need to go see a counselor or a therapist, um, because sometimes it's really hard to shine a mirror on yourself. And again, um, for me, it was the comfort in realizing that there was other people out there that had gone through similar experiences and made it out the other side. And well, geez, we're still all here, right? All right. So let's go now to formal counseling and therapy. Again, formal counseling and therapist is usually done by a psychiatrist or a psychologist. It's usually one on one. The vet center has formal one on one sessions with professional counselors. That's why I kind of included them in the therapy. So, professional counselors would be kind of a formal therapy, if you would, or formal counseling. The process is to open you up and to helping lead to management slash coping skills. Okay. Unfortunately, if you have PTSD, there is no magic pill. There is no cure, at least not at first, right? You have to do the work. You have to do the reps. You're not going to go into the gym and bench press 500 pounds on day one, right? So the vet center, from my experience, I had some really good counselors when I first started with them. They would get you to open up. They would get you I'm thinking of a specific counselor I had up in the Four Corners area of New Mexico. His name was Tom. I can tell you what his last name was. He retired while I was there, but he just had this very laid back um, type deal. Oh, okay. Let me see what's going on. Huh. Let me see. I just received note that nothing is coming on. Let me try. Let me try to figure out what's going on. Hmm. Okay, let me try to end this stream and try to come back in. Okay, I'll be right back, folks. If you're catching me live for some reason, there is some kind of an issue with the channel. Um, we'll get right back to you.